Hello everyone. In the last module, we presented an overview of memory and its hierarchy. Hope you got it. What's next? It's all about I/O devices. I/O stands for input and output devices. Welcome to the module on input and output devices. In this module, we are going to talk a bit about input and output devices. Let me brief about the operations of a computer. A computer receives input, that is through input devices, stores and processes the information. Where will it store? Yes, in the memory. How does it process? Yeah, with the help of CPU. CPU? Good, the brain of a computer. And it produces output, that is displayed with the help of output devices. You can watch these operations on the screen now. Computers are really wonders, but how do the computers perform what we ask them to do? Well, there is a waiter who will listen and send our orders. Identify who may be the waiter over here. Exactly, they are known as input devices. Then CPU, the master chef, will be taking care of processing. It controls almost everything. The happy part is when we got our dish, what we order. The dish is called output. The dish presenting is similar to the output device. Thus, the waiter is the input device, order is the input, the master chef is the CPU. The dish is the output. Finally, the dish presenting is the output device. Okay, now let us move on to the input and output devices. They are also referred to as I/O devices. What is an input and output device? Input and output devices are hardware which is used by human or other systems to communicate with a computer. Now, you are watching the different types of I/O devices on the screen. So, what is a hardware? Hardware is the physical components of a computer system which is made up of circuit boards, integrated circuits and other electronics. An easy example of hardware is the screen on which you are seeing now. It may be a smartphone, laptop, tablet or computer monitor. Yeah, all these are hardware. Input devices are used for putting information into the system and the output devices are used for displaying the results. First, let us discuss what is an input device. Input devices are any hardware devices that allow us to interact with computer. They allow us to send data to the computer or to another device, but it cannot receive data from another device. Now, let us look into a variety of input devices. The very commonly used input device is the keyboard. A keyboard is a standard input device. It is readily available for us to feed the data to the computer. It is similar to your traditional typewriter. It consists about 101 to 114 keys. Watch the video for input devices. On a keyboard, the keys can be grouped like this. First comes typing keys. Typing keys include alphabetic keys, numeric keys, special symbols such as plus, minus, dollar, etc. and punctuations like dot, comma, semicolon, single and double quotes, etc. Typing keys also include the backspace, shift, caps lock, space bar and the tab keys. Next we have control keys. These keys may be used alone or it may be used with other keys to perform certain operations. Escape key, control, alt, Windows logo keys are the various examples of control keys. Then we have function keys. These keys are used to perform certain tasks. They are labeled as F1, F2 and up to F12. They are placed on the top row of the keyboard. These keys have different functions in different applications and programs. Following the function keys, we have navigation keys. These keys are used for editing the text moving through the documents or web pages. These keys include insert, delete, page up, page down, home, end and arrow keys. At last, we have numeric keypad. Numeric keypad is placed on the right side of the keyboard. It consists of number keys from 0 to 9, the arithmetic operators and the decimal point. It is similar to the calculator. It helps to enter the numbers quickly. Another commonly used input device is mouse. A mouse is a small cursor control device which is used for pointing. It has 2 or 3 buttons on its top. You can see a typical mouse on the screen. As we move the mouse, the pointer also moves in the same direction. It is used to point, select and then open files or folders on the display. It can also be used for drawing pictures. Generally, a mouse has 2 buttons called left and right button and a wheel is present between the buttons. A mouse can be used to control the position of the cursor on the screen, but it cannot be used to type text. Next input device is the scanner. Watch the scanner on the screen. A scanner is an input device that reads text or pictures that is printed on a paper. It translates the information into a form that a computer can understand. There are 3 types of scanner. They are flatbed scanner, sheet fed scanner and handheld scanner. Flatbed scanner is the most commonly used type, which has a flat tray with a glass plate and a covering lid. Then comes a barcode reader. Look at the screen for a barcode reader. A barcode reader is a device that reads the printed barcodes on the tags attached to the products. A printed barcode is a series of lines of varying thickness with white spaces between them. The barcode reader consists of a light source and a lens and a light sensor to scan the barcodes and sends the information to the computer. Barcoded data is for labeling goods, numbering the books, etc. Barcode readers are generally used by the shopping marts and big shops. Point of sale is one of the most common applications of the barcode reader. What next? Next input device is light pen. Have a look on the screen for a light pen. Light pen is similar to the mouse. It is used for selecting the object on the display screen and allows us to point to the objects displayed by the screen. It is also used to draw directly on it. Light pen is used with CRT monitors. It is a pen-like pointing device. Who uses this pen? It is mainly used by fashion designers, engineers or architects. Next type of input device is digital camera. You are now watching a digital camera. It is an input device used to capture photos and record videos. The photos or videos are stored in a memory chip inside the camera. The images or videos are then transferred to the computer by plugging it to the computer. Why should the image be transferred? The images are transferred for storing, editing and printing, etc. Following the digital camera, we can use a web camera also as an input device. Web camera is an input device attached to the computer or connected externally to capture images and live videos. It is mainly used for video conferencing and video telephony over the internet. Following the web camera, we have microphone as an input device. Observe a microphone onto the screen. Microphone is an input device to record music, voice and sound into the computer system. The sound cards in the computer enables us to record sound input from a microphone connected to the computer. It is also used in many applications such as telephones, hearing aids, tape recorders, etc. Next, we have touchpad. Now, we are noticing a touchpad. A touchpad is also an input device which is used on the laptop instead of mouse. It is touch sensitive pad. We can control the movement of the pointer on the screen by moving the finger over the touchpad. Do you think any other devices other than what we have seen so far? So, what is next? Yes, the next interesting one is the touch screen, the ruling component of current generation. Touch screen is a computer screen or mobile display which is sensitive to the touch. The objects on the screen can be selected directly by touching with the fingers without using the pointing device. The touch screen is also used in many devices like ATM machine, cell phone, etc. So far, we have discussed about a few devices, but the list also includes joystick, trackball, digitizer, magnetic ink reader, optical character reader, optical mark reader, etc. Please refer a few online material for these devices. Next is the visit of output devices. An output device receives the data from another device and generates the output with the data, but it cannot send the data to another device. Examples of output devices can be seen on the screen. Can you presume a commonly used output device? Yes, it is a monitor. It is most commonly used output device and it is also called as visual display unit. It receives data from a computer and displays that information as text and images for the users to view. It cannot accept data from a user and send that data to another device. There are two kinds of display for monitors: cathode ray tube CRT and flat panel display. Watch a CRT and a flat panel display on the screen. If you are interested to know about these two display kinds in details, please refer a few online material. Then comes printers. Like monitors, printers are also commonly used output device. It is used to produce hard copy of the information. Printers are classified into impact and non-impact printers. Let us see about these types of printers in brief. Impact printers exist since long back. These type of printers include dot matrix printers and daisy wheel printers. They operate by striking an ink ribbon against the paper. Some of the characteristics of these printers include low cost, very noisy, etc. Now, see a sample impact printer. The other type is non-impact printer. They produce less noise compared to impact printers as they do not hit the page. The laser and inkjet printers come under this type of printers. Inkjet printers spray tiny drops of ink onto the page, while the laser printers use a cylindrical drum that rolls electrically charged ink onto the paper. The maintenance of this type of printers is easy. You can see a few impact and non-impact printers on the screen. What we are going to discuss next is the projector. So, projector is also an output device that receives data from a computer and displays or projects that information as text and images onto the surfaces like a wall or screen. It cannot accept the data from a user. It cannot also send data to another device. Next, we have speakers. Speakers receive sound from a computer and plays the sound for the users to hear. It cannot accept sound generated by the users and send that sound to another device. Can a device be both an input and output device? Yes, of course. There are a few input and output devices. Now, what you notice on the screen are a few input and output devices. An input output device can receive data from another device or users and can also send the data to another device. Examples of input and output devices include CD-RW drive and DVD-RW drive. These drives receive data from a computer, copy onto writable DVD or CD. Also, the drives send the data contained on a CD or DVD to a computer. Next, we have USB flash drive. It receives or saves data from a computer. Also, this drive is used to send the data to a computer or to another device. So, let us summarize I/O devices. Input devices provide input to the computer, while the output devices provide a way for a computer to output the data for communication with users. An I/O device is a device with both functionality. So, we can consider that I/O device data is bidirectional. Such devices are generally used for storage. Examples of I/O storage devices are CD, DVD, ROM drives, USB flash drives, etc., which we have seen just now. Next, the most excited part is how input travels through a computer and becomes output. Recall the basic things what a computer does. They input information with the help of input device, process the information with the help of CPU, store it in memory, output the information with the help of output device. Now, let us look at an example. When you press any key on the keyboard, let us say the letter H, the keyboard converts it into a binary number. That number is sent to the computer. The CPU then finds how to display that letter H pixel by pixel. The CPU requests the step-by-step instruction which is stored in the memory to draw the letter H. The CPU then executes the instructions and stores the results as pixels in memory. At last, the pixel information is sent in binary to the screen, which is an output device. It converts the binary signals into the spark of lights and colors that make up what we see. All these happens very quickly. To display a single letter, the computer runs thousands of instructions starting from the moment we press the finger on the keyboard. In this example, the output device was a screen. There are also some other output devices such as speakers that will play sound or a printer that will print an object. Thank you for listening to the module on I/O devices. In next few modules, we will explore the core concepts of problem solving, planning a computer program, problem solving techniques like algorithms, flowcharts and pseudocodes. Thank you.